Good afternoon. Today's talk, or should I say a little chat, is about how to live the successful Christian life. And this is the first episode in my series on the abundant life. Now, I mention the Christian life because that's my background. If you're of a different faith, then most of this will be applicable to you as well. Or if you're of no faith at all, the same. It's still just as helpful for you, whatever your faith or no faith at all. So let's dive straight in. The successful Christian life. Now, you've probably been to many sermons if you're a Christian. If you go to church, if you don't go to church, you may have heard sermons on the radio or on the television. So you know the sort of thing you mean. You'll be able to get the gist of what a sermon is. And if you recall, there'll be many different topics, some of which will refer to the successful life, or without those actual words, what you have to do to be a Christian. Probably most of those sermons you've heard, the day after, Monday morning, you've forgotten all about them and you never think about what was said ever again. Because very often they can be too complicated. The Christian life is made out to be far too complicated, in my opinion. What I'm about to tell you today, and I'll dive straight in just a minute, what I'm about to tell you today is very simple. It's too simple, really, to write a book about. If you go into a bookshop, especially a Christian bookshop, you'll find shelves and shelves and shelves on how to know God, who to know, how to know God, who is God, what is theology, and all that type of stuff. And you might ask, well, why is that? Well, it's so that somebody can make some money, because you're going to buy the book, you're not going to make any money, you probably not learn anything, but the person that's written the book will be making loads of money. So that probably explains why you've got so many books with such a lot of detail. We can cut through all that, because my little chat now, and I'll dive straight in a minute, my little chat is about the simple way to lead a successful Christian life. Why is it simple? It's as simple as the tarmac on the road. And in fact, that's exactly what it is about. The road. To stay on the road. If you want to lead a successful life, just stay on the road. Obviously, it's not a real road like the A4444, which is near here, which is what you drive your car on. If you've got a car, or you go down on the bus, or you can cycle along it if you want to. It's not that sort of a road. It's a metaphorical road, and I hope you'll appreciate that. So the idea is to stay on the road. And you say, well, where does it start? Where does it finish? Well, you stay on the road from A to B. A is where you are now, and point B is somewhere way off, but that's your destination. And you may be asking me, well, what is my destination? Well, you can choose your own destination. That's the beauty of this system. You don't even need to know the destination. All you need to do is to stay on the road. I've been on the road for about 50, 60 years, and I still haven't got to my destination. But don't worry, it doesn't matter if you're not knowing what your destination is, or even if you never arrive. I may never arrive at my destination, but I'm staying on the road. That's the point. That's the beauty of this system. All you have to do is stay on the road. Your destination might be heaven. Who knows? But You don't need to see heaven today or tomorrow. All you need to do today and tomorrow and every day in the future is to stay on the road. It's that easy. Well, it sounds easy, but in fact there are a lot of distractions which will try to pull you off the road. No problem, just get back on the road if something's happened to pull you off the road. If you're in the ditch, get out of the ditch, get somebody to help you out of the ditch, back onto the road. If you've gone down the side track, you soon realise it's a side track. You'll be stumbling over the stones, you can't really see your way. All you have to do is get back on the road. Make it your number one priority to get back on the road. And when you get there, stay on the road. And I'm sure you're asking me, well, which direction shall I go in? Honestly, it doesn't matter which direction you go in. So that makes it a lot easier as well. All you have to do, as I mentioned before, is to stay on the road. And that will give you a successful life, no matter what your faith is, or even if you've got no faith at all. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. So stay on the road. If you've done it for a few weeks or years like I have, then it doesn't seem to be much of a problem. You just stay on the road because it's the easiest option, to be honest with you. Going off the road, rambling off on some small little footpath, I mean, you're going to get lost, aren't you? So it's easier, in fact, just to stay on the road. It's quite clear. Either side there's either curbstones or a pavement, so it's easy to stay on the road. If you're walking, obviously you want to be walking along the footpath beside the road, but that's what I mean, stay on the road. It's a metaphorical road. It's not a real road with tarmac and street lights and pavements and curbstones anyway. It's just a metaphorical road, and I hope you'll be able to appreciate that. So there's no point in me writing a book. It'd be less than a page, wouldn't it? All it would say is, stay on the road. How to Lead a Successful Life will be the title. First page, stay on the road. Full stop, the end. What could be simpler? You don't even need a book. So that's why I'm doing this little video, which is more like a chat than a sermon. Sermons by people who've got an agenda to follow. They belong to an organisation, and that organisation has something like a mission statement or a set of beliefs, and they've got to project these sets of belief or mission statement because that's their job. If they don't do that, they're out of a job. So that's why they're promoting lots and lots of rules, lots and lots of systems, lots and lots of motivation, making it as complicated as possible. They are clever people, they're brilliant at talking, so they can do that, but it's not really necessary for you in your everyday life. Make it a success, just stay on the road. You may say, well, I need to stop somewhere overnight. Yeah, you can, there's no problem. Just get a hotel, a motel. Next day, get back on the road and then stay on the road. It's so simple, and that you'll find, I've been doing it for years now, I find that's the best way to be successful. And if somebody says, well, what have you achieved today? All you have to say is, well, I stayed on the road. And they'll probably pat you on the back and say, oh, well, I must do that as well then. If it's worked for you, it worked for me. It definitely will work for you. If you just focus on that one thing, stay on the road. And once you say, you've done it for a few years, you don't even have to focus it on it. That's the beauty of this system, if you can call it a system. It's just a little chat. Just stay on the road. You don't even have to focus on it. It becomes automatic, it becomes a way of life. It becomes as easy as breathing. Who thinks about breathing? Who thinks about heartbeat? I'm breathing. I've been breathing for a long time. My heart's been beating for a long time. Do I think about it? No. Same with staying on the road. You lead a successful life without even thinking about it. just stay on the road. And I hope I've made it clear. What else can I say? I could say a few other things, but it would amount to the same thing. So I think I better stop my little chat there. A little chat has to be a short chat, doesn't it? And so I'll stop there and do something different. But I'll still be staying on the road, and I hope you will. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now. Oh, and my series on the abundant Christian life, or the abundant life, that was the first episode. The second episode will be coming out shortly, I'm pleased to say. So keep your eyes peeled and you'll pick it up when it's available. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.